I think winter's finally over, which means it's time to start getting our camper ready so we can go camping. I'm going to share with you my checklist for summarizing our camper in this episode of Travels with Delaney. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Patrick, and if this is your first time at Travels with Delaney, welcome. We're your channel that's all about RVs and living life to the fullest. Now, in this episode, what I want to talk about is how we go about getting our camper ready for camping season after it's been sitting all winter long. Now, this isn't going to be detailed instructions on how to DeWinterize, but throughout the video I will link up above videos where I have detailed how I do those in depth. What this video really is more of my checklist of things that I go through in the spring to get the camper ready so we can head out for the summer. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first thing on my checklist, it may be the same thing that's on your checklist. If you winterized your camper last fall using something like antifreeze, then we need to get that product out of the fresh water system just to get started. So to do that process, I would do things like go ahead and open up the low point drains here to let it drain out. And then I go in and I'm going to open up all the faucets. And I just want to run some fresh water through the system and get that pink fluid out. Now, I have a full video on how I actually do that process, and I'll link that up above for you. But that's going to be the first thing. Once we then can get the lines completely cleared of that antifreeze, then I go on to step number 2. Once I get all that antifreeze drained out, the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to sanitize my fresh water system. Now, I use a method where I use a mixture of bleach and water. I put it into my freshwater tank and then I pull it up through the entire freshwater system and I just let it set all day. And once it's done, I go ahead and empty that out and then continue to run fresh water through it until we get rid of any remaining bleach smell. And what that's going to do is that's going to sanitize our tank. Now, there are other chemicals out there you can use for sanitation, and it's really up to you on what you decide. I do have a full video on how I sanitize the freshwater system, and I'm going to link that one for you if you want to get the real in-depth detail. Please understand, when you're using bleach, you want to use the appropriate amount of bleach to water so that it's safe for you and your family. Once we go ahead and the freshwater system is fully sanitized, no, we're still not ready to go camping just quite yet. There's a few more things on my checklist. The third thing that I check when getting ready to go camping after the long winter is my batteries. Now, depending on what type of battery you have, this process may vary. We currently are using the Battle-Born lithium batteries that I actually have installed right in here in this outdoor storage. Now, for me, I actually kept my batteries inside during the winter so that the cold temperatures wouldn't bother them. And then all I had to do was bring them back out and install them back into the camper. Now, if you're using a lead acid battery, I would also suggest pulling those from your camper in the fall and keeping them in a place like your garage and keep a trickle charger on them so that they maintain charge all winter. And then I would also make sure I checked the water levels and filled them up with distilled water before reinstalling them in my trailer. Now, prior to having the lithium batteries in this trailer, we actually had an AGM battery. Now, that particular battery I ended up just leaving in the trailer over the winter, and then what I did was I would shut it off using the battery disconnect switch. So I made sure it was fully charged in the fall, turned it off at the battery disconnect switch, and then in the spring all I had to do was come back out and turn it on. And what I found was that AGM did a pretty good job of holding its charge all winter long out here in the trailer. Now, each battery type is a little bit different, and you have to decide what is best for you. In my case, though, because these are a maintenance-free battery, all I really had to do was just take them inside, keep them warm for the winter, and then when it was time, I brought them back out and reinstalled them. Next on my list is the tires. Now, I've found that here in Indiana, the cold weather, my tires tend to lose a few pounds of pressure just sitting over the winter. So I go ahead and use my tire pressure gauge, check the pressure, and Sure enough, we're going to need a few pounds of air, and I'm going to go ahead and fill up both tires to get them back to where they should be per the manufacturer's recommendation. The other thing that I like to do is go ahead and just kind of inspect the tires, looking for any cracking or any signs of wear that might make me want to consider making a change on the tires. Now, these tires actually have 2 years worth of wear on them, and probably well over 15,000 miles, but they seem to be still in good shape. And I like to make sure I check the tread, and like I said, I'm just looking for any kind of cracking. The last thing we want to do is have a blowout while going down the road. So I'm going to go ahead and put some air in this tire, and then we'll check the other side. And because this is a single axle, I only have the 2 tires to check. Once I've got my tires completely aired up, the next thing I want to do, I'm going to check these lug nuts. Now, they recommend you check these fairly often, and you might think, I don't really need to, but I can tell you, speaking from experience, I have found a loose lug nut before. So I always in the spring, right away, want to go ahead and check all of them. Now, the other thing I might mention is you may need to grease your axles. Actually had mine repacked at the factory last fall, so I know I'm good to go. Depending on your trailer, if you're like ours, we have the Easy Lube, so it's real simple if you have a grease gun to grease them yourself. Next, I like to check my propane tank. Now, the first thing I want to know is, do I even have any propane left in it? Because there's a good chance I didn't fill it up after our last trip in the fall. So I use the Mopica gauge that connects with my smartphone, and it tells me exactly how much is left, and I do have a video on that as well, and I'll pop it up above for you. But the other thing that I want to check besides just the propane level is I like to go ahead and look at the hose to make sure there's no cracking going on. Now, if you want, you can take it a step further and mix up a solution of some soap and water in a spray bottle. Go ahead and turn on your propane, light the stove inside, and then just spray. And if you see any bubbling, then that tells you there might be a leak, and so you may need to change one of these hoses. Now, over 15 years of camping, I can honestly say there's only been a couple times that I've ever had to change out one of these hoses. Once because it was actually getting pinched and had kind of worn into the actual hose. The other time was on our fifth wheel, which we had for 8 years, and it literally had just kind of started like a dry rot cracking, and just for safety measures, we went ahead and replaced it. But to me, this is just one of these safety concerns that I like to check out first thing in the spring, make sure the hose looks good, everything looks good here, and then I don't really have to worry for the camping season. Next on my checklist is I get out the ladder and I go up and inspect the roof. What I'm really looking for when I get up here is I'm going to really do kind of both a visual inspection and I'm going to feel it. It should feel kind of rubbery, pliable. If it starts to feel dried out or you see any signs of cracking, that's the point where we're going to want to do something. And so at that point, I would probably go ahead and try to remove any of the old that's cracking and dried and brittle, and then clean the surface real good. And then we're going to reapply some Dicor self-leveling. And what that'll do is you just kind of squeeze it on and it will just kind of settle on its own as it dries. And that will prevent any leaking. And I'm just going to check all my vents or any openings up here. Finally, on the outside, the last thing that I kind of like to inspect is any place where there's sealant on the outside of the trailer. So for instance, on these porthole windows, there is a sealant around them. So I just kind of go around using my fingers to feel if it's still pliable, if there's any place that it's cracked, or if I think there's any openings. And I'm just going to check all of those. Understand every RV unit is a little bit different, and this list is not meant to be an all-inclusive list. Hopefully it's designed to help you get thinking about what items do you need to be checking on your RV before you head out for that first trip after the long winter. Now let's go ahead and move on inside, because there's a few things I like to look at in there as well. Now that I'm inside the trailer, there's just a couple more items that I want to look at before we take this first camping trip. And the first thing I want to check is the filter on the air conditioning unit. Now, our AC filter is located under the dinette booth here in the trailer, which requires me to remove a wood panel, and then I can get to the filter. Now, ideally, I should have probably done that in the fall, but I always in the spring like to double check just in case I forgot to do it. Because a lot of times we push our camping season right to the end. So when I'm actually closing up up the trailer. It's really cold outside and I'm just trying to hurry. So just to double check, I go ahead and I'm going to pull that, and you guessed it, I've got a video on how to pull the filter in a nucamp Tab 400, which I'll post up there for you. Now don't worry if you're missing all these videos because you've been wanting to watch this video. I'm going to put all those links that I'm telling you about down below in the description on the YouTube video. So you can just go right there, find the video you want, and click on that link if it will help you out. Now, what else do I want to check inside the trailer? I like to go ahead and make sure we have no leaks from after the winter. So what I like to do is go ahead and turn on water and run it for a little while. And I'm looking for any kind of dripping, either from the sink and the traps right down to the incoming hot and cold lines. And so I'll just let it run for a little bit. And I'm really just feeling to see if I can feel any moisture. Now, why could there be moisture? Well, it could be as simple as fittings that came loose over the winter, or it could be a situation to where if I didn't do a good job winterizing, maybe we had some in freezing and thawing again, and that ended up cracking one of our lines. So I'm going to do this any place where I can get to the water lines. I just want to double check them and make sure that there's no issues with water leaks. Before you get to the campground, this is a great time to check out all the appliances inside your RV to make sure they're working. So I've already turned on the refrigerator to make sure it's going to get cold. I've turned on the hot water heater to make sure we have hot water. Heck, I'm even going to go ahead and I'm going to try lighting the propane stove, bleed out any air in the lines, and make sure this is going to be working so that when we get to the campground, we can go ahead and cook dinner if we want to. And finally, the last thing I like to do is go through all of my accessories and make sure they're still in good shape and see if I need to replace them. And that's going to be things like my water hose and my sewer hose. Make sure I have everything I'm going to need when we head out, our levelers, our surge protector, and just make sure we have the things we need. It seems like every camping season, somehow along the way, we lose a leveler or our water hose starts going bad. And so now's the time to make sure you have what you need. And if you need to replace it, go ahead and replace it before you get to that first campsite and realize that that sewer hose might just have a leak in it and you probably should have bought a new one. I hope you found this checklist useful in developing your own checklist for your RV. Let me know what I'm not doing on my trailer that you do on your trailer down below in the comments. And until next time, everybody, happy camping, and we'll see ya on down the road. Good night.